Okay, this video is how to use Desmos for our linear programming. So when you click on the link that I put on the screen for you, it will bring you to Desmos. So you'll have another tab open at the top so you can revert back to the other tab when you upload to get back into the lesson. Okay, so I have some inequalities that are my constraints that I need to put into this field here. Now, they do have a screen. You can get rid of the screen or the keyboard screen by pressing the arrow, or you can open it up and use the keyboard screen. So if I use the keyboard screen and I want to put in the constraint x is greater than or equal to 0, which is a common one, I press x greater than or equal to and 0. And it will graph it and shade it for me. Okay, I go below that and I have y is greater than or equal to 0. Now, I don't want to use the keyboard. I want to use my keyboard on my iPad. So if I put in y, I can just press y, and then greater than or equal to 0. To get the greater than or equal to symbol, you have a greater than key, but to get the greater than or equal to, you press Option and hold it down, and then press greater than, and you get greater than or equal to. So press Option, which is on the bottom left side, and then hold it down and press greater than. And then I press 0. So, I don't like that color, so I want to change it because it's just too dark with the overlaps. So I'm going to click on here until the colors come up, and I don't want black. I'm going to take orange this time. Aren't you glad you chose orange? So the crossover between the purple and the orange is in this area here, which is our first quadrant. Okay. So I want to get out of that, and then I'm going to press down below that one and put in my next constraint, which is 10x plus 5y. So 10x plus 5y, and I have less than or equal to. So I press Option and hold it down, and then the less than symbol, since I'm using my keyboard. And then I want to put in 1,000. Wow. So that kind of covers the whole screen, and I'm not seeing any lines there, but I'm not going to worry about it until I finish putting in my constraints. So my next one is 5x minus 15y, and I'm going to, I forgot how to do this, so I'm going to put up my keyboard, and it's right there. I have the less than or equal to 800. Okay, now it's not showing me anything. So I have some big numbers here, so I want to kind of zoom in or zoom out. So, and I'm thinking that I know that it's only in this quadrant, so I'm going to move my cursor over here, put my 2 fingers on my pad, and put them together more until I get, okay, it looks like it's this area, but I need the whole area. I need to see the whole area. So I'm going to keep closing in, and I'm going to move over here and kind of playing around with it. Okay, that's a little small for me. I want it a little bit bigger. And I'm kind of sliding down. And the reason why I'm going to this bottom left corner is so that when I'm doing this, it kind of shifts that graph over to that side. So I don't really need all of this part, but I do want a clear picture of my feasible region. Okay, so this is my feasible region that I'm looking for when I put in the constraints. And these are my constraints, the inequalities. Okay, now what I need is the critical points. And the critical points tell me that you know where the feasible region is. And you have to have all critical points listed, okay, even the 0, 0. If you don't put in x is greater than or equal to 0 and y is greater than or equal to 0, you just know that it's in the first quadrant, you won't get that critical point 0, 0, okay? And you're liable to forget about it. It could be the answer. It's not likely, but it could be the answer, okay? So you want all critical points. So to get my critical points, I see this dark purple right here as my feasible region. So I'm going to click on the vertices of this triangle, okay? So I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to hold it down until it turns black and my point will appear. And then I'm going to go over to this one and click on that, and then up to here and click on that. And you might have to click twice. You got to kind of hold it down till it turns black. So those are my critical points. I have no other vertices on my feasible region. So I want to take a picture of this now so I can submit it as my work, and I'm going to need those critical points to refer back to them to use them to find the solution to my equation. So I'm going to take actually 2 screenshots. You can do Command-Shift-4, or on your iPad you have a screenshot button at the top. So Command-Shift-4, and here I'm going to take a screenshot of the equations I put in so that when you submit this, if your teacher sees that it's wrong, that you could put in a minus sign instead of a plus sign. Well, we don't want to take away all credit because we don't know what you did. So if you show your teacher what inequalities you put in, you might lose 1 or 2 points for that instead of losing a whole bunch of points, okay? Because we don't know what you did wrong. I also want to take a screenshot of these, okay? I want all my vertices in the screenshots, and I want my feasible region. So I'm going to go Command-Shift-4, or you press your screenshot button on your iPad, and I'm going to say this is the area that I want. So now I have my screenshots, and I've done what I need to do on Desmos. Okay?